message. And the message is clear to anybody that knows what's going on.
That's a good way to handle a lot of things.
I think it's brilliant. It's like quiet, it's silent. You're not really disrupting anything, but you're just saying, I believe in something. Well, people had a problem with that. You will be an American when you're 18, but when you're a student, you're a shut up, sit down, nobody, nothing. The Supreme Court says, no, your freedoms don't stop at the schoolhouse doors. And so while I understand that, there's adults and children, so I think there's adult American freedoms and then children American freedoms. Since we're going to be full-blown Americans, since we're going to be adult Americans, we probably should understand our freedoms a little bit so we can understand that we all get freedoms, and hell, people might really annoy you. Free speech. If free speech doesn't mean protecting ideas we don't like, then it doesn't mean anything. Free speech means you protect ideas you don't like. Were you not oppressed your whole life so you don't have a whole pile of brilliance? Alexander Hamilton, when he was refuting the farmer, after about page 20, he was like, so you do seem pretty smart, but can you write polemics? Meaning, can you go on for 20 pages about the topics you believe in? You might have wrote your little 3-page paragraph or your 3-paragraph little...
They gave me challenge.
Hey, King George III has always been good to us. We should just keep kissing the king's ass. We don't know how to run ourselves. A republic. We're stupid and we need daddy to tell us what to do. We shouldn't do no constitution or no bills of rights. A revolution against the king? He ain't gonna like that. He's gonna be really mad if we do that. Well, that pissed Alexander Hamilton off because he's doing something completely different. We have an opportunity here to create the world anew. We can deliberately, consciously think about what kind of world we want. Instead of being forced into it by violence, instead of being forced into it by disease, famine, war, we can consciously deliberate, come up with the Constitution, come up with the 3 branches of government. We got this whole continent here. It doesn't make any common sense, Thomas Paine, for a tiny little island across the Atlantic Ocean to control this whole continent over here. And then the whole thing was a legal argument. Just because we're a colony of England, does that mean we're not English subjects who are worthy of English rights? They had some rights over there. That was the whole thing, sort of, that the king would sometimes say the reason why he has to tell everybody what to do to keep your freedoms. I guess like a jury trial. So, what do you think? We have a colony. Puerto Rico's our colony. What if Puerto Rico gets a hair up their ass and they think that they're Americans and they have American rights and therefore they declare independence and they're going to be their own country and they're going to throw our military out because if they're not going to adopt us as a 51st state, then that means they're a territory, they're a colony, they're being oppressed. Kind of gave up on the conversation a long time ago, huh? Life is pretty comfortable for you, huh? I was listening to one of my sometimes liberals go too far. And it's like, well, if you're white, then you're just racist. And I didn't like what she was saying because she was criticizing somebody for doing something. And I don't believe that. I don't think just because you got light skin, you're just going to automatically hate someone who don't have light skin. I think that's bullshit, actually. But she did say something like, if this society is built around your people, and immediately you walk into, say, a black church, and you're a white woman, and you're just spouting off at the mouth as if you have no fear of nothing, and you're actually a racist conduit, you're Miss Confederate, and you're just spouting off at the mouth, and you're being dangerous as shit, and we're just supposed to relax and take a step back. That's scary. How many Karens are out there? They'll fucking goddamn throw a fucking temper tantrum over a latte. You know, their latte didn't have the right lid on it or some shit. You didn't write my name on the side of it. It's the tiniest petty issues. You'll see white women just fucking flip their fucking wig over. That's like Get Out. Should black people just get the hell out? Because white people are going to end up just killing all the black people? It's just going to be what happens, and they should have seen all these signs for, and then where are they going to go to? They got to go back to Africa? Well, hell, why don't they just make us get out? Hypnotism. You were wondering about hypnotism. You ever been hypnotized?
Mesmerized, not hypnotized. Have you ever been hypnotized?
No, but I've seen like it on TV, and like there was something at Xavier University where it seemed like there were some people that went up on stage and got hypnotized, and the whole idea was just being prone to suggestion. And then the way that she had hypnotized him was that she was stirring that coffee, so she was trying to associate like a kind of innocuous little sound, and then she was asking about, so your mom died?
Took him into a bad...
Yeah, that's the worst thing that's ever happened in my life. Please go on. So your mom died, and what'd you do? I kept watching TV. You did nothing. And then he went, what did she call it?
The black hole.
She went into the sunken place. You went into your sunken place. And I wonder, in a way, that's how I felt with the first Trump administration. With the Bush, I went around saying, he's not my president. And in a way, he wasn't my president because I didn't vote for him, I didn't support him, I don't pledge allegiance to him. I disagreed with a lot of the shit that he did. But if I had to say who's the president of the United States of America, it was him. I'm not going to obey him. He's not going to tell me to pick up his rags. Pick up them rags, boy. So that's not good, to be just living in a delusion. And then with the first Trump administration, I felt conquered. I just felt dead on the inside. Is half of my country a bunch of wicked, fascist, Nazi fucks who don't give a shit about the Constitution, about freedoms or domestic tranquility? Do they not care about justice or peace or love? Do they not have any honor or integrity? Do they not have any virtues? Do they not aspire to virtue? Have they committed themselves to goodness in the least bit whatsoever? Are they just manifesting their fucking wickedness as best as they can, and they're wearing their wickedness on their sleeves and they're proud of their wickedness? So I know I can't do either one of those things at this point. I can't pretend that he's not the president of the United States, and I can't go into my sunken place.
The sunken place seems like a bad place.
Yeah, it is a bad place. Why do you think he just sat there watching TV?
All of the pain was overwhelming.
He was a little boy. What was he supposed to do? The mother's dead, but she was lying on the damn street, so he could have, if he would have known, he might have been able to do something. So now he's got to live with this regret that he basically went through this terrible thing. He didn't do a damn thing about it. He's never talked to anybody about it, so he's never able to work and resolve it. And now this dumb piece of shit just hypnotized him using this terrible traumatic event that he went through to make him go right back into that position to where he just does nothing. Yep, we're going to fucking chop your damn head off, use your brain, and put it in this white guy because he's old.
The next morning, he didn't want to smoke a cigarette.
Is that true or not true? And the only thing, they didn't care about him smoking cigarettes. They just didn't want him to sully the body that they were going to steal. So, why didn't he want to smoke a cigarette? I don't know. And then what do you think they did the first time he was hypnotized? Maybe they're whispering a bunch of shit. Maybe they're saying, don't smoke, don't smoke. I actually heard the opposite. If you dream about smoking, then there's a chance for you to stop smoking. The reason why she wanted him to go to a sunken place because he could be told what to do. He wouldn't resist. He wouldn't stand up. He wouldn't look for his mother. He would just sit there like a dumb fuck and just keep watching fucking TV. If you're a fascist or oppressor,